Hello.
It's all about Ghanaian languages. It's all about Ghanaian languages. It's all about Ghanaian languages, Junior.
Hello guys, welcome once again to Your Highness TV. And we had this lesson, the languages spoken in Ghana. And we have someone here, Nana Kujo. Yeah, if you check my visit to Kumasi, where we went to the Kumasi Zoo, right? Yeah, he was the one taking me around. And then the lake here, Lake Bosumchi. Yeah. If you saw those videos. If you've not seen them, I'll put the playlist down there in the description box. You can easily locate it. And yeah, we shall be having a continuation video about the languages spoken in Ghana, because we are going to assume he's a student and he's going to ask questions from the previous video or anything brought in mind, so that we can create a more interactive video. So first of all, can you introduce yourself, Nana, and then tell us where we are?
Okay, I'm actually Nana Kwadwo Boateng. That's my tree name, but the name I took to school is Ken Kwadwo Boateng. I stay here in Kumasi. I was born, bred, battered here in Kumasi, and currently we are here in Kumasi, Bomsu to be precise, very close to Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. Yes, thank you very much.
Okay, so without wasting much time, let's just begin. So, did you see the previous video, or do you have any idea about Ghanaian languages?
Oh yes, I've watched the previous video, but I also have my own set of things I've always wanted to ask,
Okay.
because I read your book on modern Ghana, and then knowing Ghana, and then I've gotten some new things I've never heard of, though throughout my university that I didn't hear of them. So these are some things I want to ask and get more clarifications on them. Yes.
Okay, so if we are to begin, can you ask your first question?
Okay, my first question is about something that caught my attention about the Niger-Congo languages.
Oh, okay.
And I want to get more clarification what we mean by Niger-Congo languages so far as we are Ghanaians.
Okay.
How is that related to any of the Ghanaian languages that we have?
Okay, so that's the Niger-Congo languages or the Niger-Congo languages. Okay. So let's take Africa as it is. So you can see the African map on your screen. When you take Africa, okay, it's very big, and Africa spans about 54 to 56 countries. You know, some countries keep being created, so we can't. So yeah, as I'm sitting, I don't have the current total list. Yeah, but I know it's 54 thereabouts. And when you check from an area around Sierra Leone down to South Africa, our languages are related. It's related up to South Africa. Let's assume maybe Botswana in Southern Africa. They will say.
I saw it that you said you took a visit to outside Ghana and they were speaking. Is it
Yes.
Setswana?
Yes, Setswana, yeah. As we were speaking the Setswana, I didn't even know it was Setswana, but as they were speaking, they will talk, I'll hear A. So the A drew my attention because A is peculiar to West Africans, because the Ga-Dangme will say A, the Ewes will say A. So it drew my attention, so I turned to one of them, I was like, what language?
In a tree language, if you want to respond to somebody in the positive side, you say, or ane,
That the very good. So A, it's peculiar to us. So it drew my attention. So I turned and I was like, what language is that? And then they were like Setswana. I was like, wow. So I asked the woman, is it a Niger? She was, yes. She said it's a Bantu language. And I was like, it makes sense now. So she was like, what language do I speak? And I said, I speak Ga natively. But I also speak Dangbe natively. And she was like, how do we say yes? And I said, we also say A. And then she said, yeah, we also say a, that's for the Setswana. And then she asked me, how do you say a person in Ghana? I said, more. And she also said, we say more, as she also said that they also say more for a person. And then the interaction, we're interacting well and all that. And it was very fun, like asking her about her languages and all that, yeah.
Or is it that they have some aspect of the Ghanaian languages in their language? Should I say some pronunciations? Okay, so my question about the Setswana language having the A, is it that they have some of their words similar or pronunciations the same as we Ghanaians or some Ghanaian languages do it? And you did made mention, is it a Bantu language? Who are the Bantus? Because I did saw it also in the book.
Yeah.
So who are the Bantus? Before I come to the other aspect, I saw the Kwa, the Dagbon, those languages. You need to go deep for me to understand more.
Okay. So when we say, let's start with Bantu. When we say Bantu, now Niger-Congo, from West Africa down to South Africa, we are all speaking the closely related languages, but not the same languages. And linguists wanted a way to identify and classify languages. So they realized that up to somewhere Equatorial Guinea, the languages are more similar than those going down South Africa. So some parts of the Niger-Congo language, although they are all the same, some are more related than the others. So they were like, okay, Niger-Congo A, Niger-Congo B, but together they are all Niger-Congo. And then the Niger-Congo B are the Bantu languages. That's how they call them. Just they are a group of similarly related, like more like Akan languages. When we say Akan languages, we have the tree,
we have Equiapim tree, we have Bono tree. We are all speaking tree, but there is different in terms of tonation.
Yes.
So the tonation of the tree will make you realize, oh, this person is a Fanti speaking tree person. This one is an Asante.
For Fanti,
tree.
let's use Akan, because Fanti.
I'm talking of the Akan.
Tree.
Yeah, I'm talking of the Akan languages that we are speaking. When we say Asante tree, Equiapim tree, Fanti tree, Bono tree, that's how. So it means the Bantu is just like we saying the Akan speaking people. Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then, yes, to clarify something, we don't say Fanti tree, we say Fanti, because Fanti is a language on its own. Okay. It is not under tree, it's unique on its own. But when you take Akan as a big family, the tree languages came from Akan language, and then the Fanti languages also came from Akan, because when I say Fanti, when we get to the Fanti language, we have different types of the Fanti. So they are unique on their own, although they look like tree, okay, but they are unique, yeah. So and so these Bantu languages themselves, they are also a group of languages under the Niger-Congo. And even the Akan languages, they even come from a family called Tano language. If I'm supposed to make you understand better, let's say the Tano languages, those around the Tano River, or those that originated from the Tano side. It's so Tano. River goddess. Yeah. So these Tano languages, okay, we have two. We have the Akan and the Guan. No matter what, you can't say Guan languages don't look like Akan. Although when I speak Guan, you may struggle to understand, but you can say it is not related to Akan. For example, I'm going to say something in Guan. Maybe, Ime bro, do you understand it? Ime bro.
If I'm to try and do my own direct translation, you say he's just like, Ime bro, should I say, I'm not coming to beat you, or I'm coming to beat you?
I'm coming to beat you. Okay. But it's Guan I'm speaking. Have you seen? You just have to use your account to understand it. Although you are not a Guan speaker, I'm going to try something in Guan, Gonja. You are not a Gonja, right? You are an Asante. But I'm going to try speaking Gonja and see if you can understand. Me brofo.
I will beat you.
That is Gonja. Menyanko.
I'm no longer going, or I'm not going.
Okay. If you are this for the tree, but like menya enko.
And I want to go.
How do you say I got in tree?
Menya.
And so go just I say menyango. So
Oh, okay. So I've gotten it.
yes, I've gotten some. Have you seen? You are not a Gonja speaker, but you can maneuver your way around it. Yes, so that's what these languages. That's how we classify them as Bantu. Also, when we say Bantu languages, maybe Bantu speak. There's a Bantu spoken in what's the name? Kenya, Swahili, Zulu, KwaZulu, isiZulu, and Xhosa and those languages. Okay, Xhosa and those languages. Now, in as much as a Swahili speaker may not understand Zulu, because they are Bantu languages, the Swahili speaker may hear just dots, but not exactly everything. In as much as I'm not a Setswana speaker, when they spoke Setswana, I could just speak just and then
some points of it to actually make meaning.
Exactly.
This is what they are trying to drive at.
Exactly. Okay. So when we say Niger-Congo languages, they are not the same languages, but at least they are related such that in as much as someone is at Nigeria and you are in Ghana, somehow we can make meaning from what we say, although they're not the same languages.
Oh, okay.
For example, I'm going to try something in Ga. Ga is a Niger-Congo language. You also speak Tree. Tree is a Niger-Congo language. Now let's try something. Maybe a Ga man saying, "Near ye fell." How do you understand it?
Come again.
Near ye fell. You use your tree to understand it. Near ye fell.
If I'm to get it, is beautiful.
Yes.
Or the thing is beautiful, you are beautiful.
Yes.
Is that what?
Yeah. But like I said, near the thing is beautiful. You people will say adie. But then your plural of adie is in near or in nearma. So that in near comes now into Ga as near. So you get it. So you get it now. Yeah, so that's why we call them Niger-Congo languages. The Niger-Congo now, like I told you, we have the A and B. Okay, so the Bantu is just a branch of the Niger-Congo. That means the Bantu languages are more related to themselves than to other Niger-Congo. So the Niger-Congo, we have the Kwa languages. We have the Bantu, we have the Khoisan languages, we have the Gbe languages, and so we have those that are related to themselves. So please, I don't know if you get this understanding. Yeah. So now let's step into Ghana a bit. The Kwa languages, okay, we have the Ga and Dangme languages as one branch.
Kwa and then Gbe, if I'm getting the pronunciation
Gbe.
correct. Gbe or Gbe.
Okay, both are
okay. So I want you to go deeper into the Kwa and the Gbe or Gbe.
Okay, so the Gbe languages are the Ewe languages. Many people in Ghana here think that what's the name? Ewe is only spoken. Ewe is just one language. That's it. But Ewe is a group of languages. But when you get to even the Volta region, Ewe spoken at the coast is different from central. Ewe spoken at the center is different from the north. Even to Togo, it keeps changing up to Benin. So you hear the Fongbe, Gungbe, Gengbe, Wegbe.
So can I liken you saying the Ewe language in the Volta, those from the coastal part is slightly different from those in the central part. So I can relate it to the Fanti languages speaking here in Ghana. You can actually tell the difference between somebody from Takrady speaking Fanti and somebody from Cape Coast speaking Fanti.
Yes.
You can get to know, this person is a Cape Coast person. This person is called a Tadi or Takrady person from the way they are speaking. So similar to that of the Ewe language speaking in the Volta region. Oh, okay.
That's it. But the Ewe differences are very wide. Like, unlike Fanti, where somebody from Tadi, although you hear the tonal differences, but still he or she can understand the person from Cape Coast. But Ewe, the differences are very wide. It's like some of them are complete languages on their own. You only get pocketed words. For example, some people call pepper as kukuli in Ewe. Some will also say atadi. It keeps changing. Maybe what's the name? Hand. Some will say ashi. Some will also say asi. It keeps changing.
So ashi, asi.
Yeah. Maybe I'm coming. Some will say megbo. I'm coming. Some will say megbona. Some also say ingbana, but still I'm coming. And they'll all say they are ewe, but it keeps changing. Okay, some will say akpe kakaka, some will say akpe gege, but still thank you very much. But
akpe nami.
Akpe nami, thanks to you all.
Okay. So with the akpe, you get people getting it from different angles, but meaning the same thing. Oh, I see.
You get it now. And even the akpe being thank you. Now, when you get to the Guan languages, akpe tends to mean life in Ewe. And even the Guan, although they look Akan, in Guan language to Ingbe means life in Guan. So the Naris, I don't know if you've heard of Bandai. Yeah. Bandai, they are Guans. When they want to say life, it's Ingbe. And the Ewes are also saying life as akpe.
So Ingbe. And then Akbe.
Akpe Namawu, the one you've been saying.
Oh, okay.
So Guan, Ewe, two different branch of languages, but they're saying something to mean the same thing. When you get to Equiapem, they're also Guans, the mountain people. They also say life as Inkpe, just like Ewe Akpe. And Ewe will use Akpe also as thank you. And then the Guans, the Lattes, and then the Enumbus will also say, although Inkpe is life for them, Inkpe is also thank you for them. Let's take banana. Ablajo is plantain in Ewe. And then Obrojo is plantain in Latte. Although Latte is Guan. So, and more related to Akan.
Ablajo. Obrojo. Oh, okay.
So you see the interesting twists. So when you take even, let's go to the Ghana land. They'll say God as Mawu. And then the Ewes will say Mawu. Okay, so you get the differences. So, Mawu and Mawu.
Ewes will say Mawu. Gans will say Mawu.
Exactly.
So if the Gans use stress. So even if I'm to write it down, Ewe will write Mawu, M-A-W-U.
Yes.
And then the Gan will write M-A-A-W-U.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you get the idea. The Gans will also say God again as Nyong Mo, meaning sky person. Mo is person, Nyong, sky. So sky person. So Gans have other ways of saying God, Nyong Mo. Ewes will have an appellation of God as Mawu Sogbolisa. The Gans also have it, Mawu Sogbolisa. Although Ga is Ga-Dangme language, Ewe is Be. Ga somehow has some Ewe in it. It also has some Akan in it.
Okay. You've taken me back to my university days. I did religious studies here at Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. And I think I've forgotten the actual course we were doing that time. And one ever lady made mention, I've actually forgotten that because I'm somewhere in my second year, first semester, so it's been long. It's like, Mawusu Boko Boko. I don't know if you're trying to get what I'm trying to do.
I get you.
So is that also related?
Su Boko Boko. In Ga, it would be like Su is character.
Okay.
Boko Boko is calmness. So that would be from the Ga understanding. I don't know for the Ewe understanding.
Oh, okay. So Mawusu Boko Boko from the Ga point of view is, you said water and then calmness?
Su is character.
Character. So it means the God whose character is very calm, if I'm trying to direct translation from what you are telling me from the Ga aspect. Oh, okay. So then I think it was trying to give a translation of God being kind or God being merciful and slow to anger. I think if that's what maybe the ever lady wanted to.
Yeah, you can't really tell. Yeah. All right. So now you asked about Kwa languages. Now, let me come back to. Yes. So let me. No, we're just trying to understand some stuff and then come to a simple point of understanding. Now, let's look at Ghana. We have the Kwa languages, the Tano languages, the Gbe languages, and then the Voltaic languages. Although these 4 groups are different groups, it doesn't mean they are different. They are still related, but then we group them into 4 or 5 because some are more related to themselves than they are related to another group. The fact that Ga and Dangme are in Ga-Dangme group doesn't mean they don't have relations with the Tano languages. Doesn't mean Ga and Dangme doesn't have relations with the Gbe languages. They have. Doesn't mean Ga and Dangme or Tano languages don't have relation with the Voltaic language. They do have, just that the Voltaic languages are more related to themselves than they are to the Tano languages. How do I explain this? Let's take maybe Allah in the Guan languages, and they are Tano languages. That's part of the Akan group. Tano, Akan and Guan are Tano languages. For the Guan side, those will say Allah as Sa, how do you say it in English? Like that. Then the Dagbombes or the Dagbons, they are in the Voltaic group. They will say La, also to mean like that. When you take to say in the Guan group, the Tano languages, they will say Miye, as I said. The Dagbons, the Kusasi could also say Inye, as I said. So check Guan, check what's the name? The Gur languages. Different families, but still they are related. Ga is in the Ga-Dangme group. Tree is in the Tano group. But can you tell me that sometimes when they speak Ga, you don't understand some of them?
Oh, I do.
You do?
Yes.
But 2 different language groups. So
Sometimes not the deep guns, but the slight ones on the surface you could actually get to know. So this is what the person is trying to communicate. Though you cannot respond in Ga, but you're able to understand what the person is trying to communicate. Also communicate back in a language he or she understands. Better still the tree on English language. Yes.
Say I'm coming in tree. Tree is a Tano language. Say I'm coming in tree.
Meba.
How do you say it in Ga? Miba. Tano, Ga-Dangme, but are they different? No. Maybe let's look at this formation. I'm eating. How do you say it in tree?
Me didi.
Me di. Then another D. So Ga, me ye. Then another ni.
Me ye.
Then ni.
Me ye ni.
So in Akan, when you check, you can't say me didi emo. No, you say me di emo. So the last D must go. Me di emo. The Ga too. The me ye ni. You can't say me ye ni omo. No. The ni must be dropped and say me ye omo. Very good. So in as much as 2 different groups, they still behave similar. I don't know if you get the whole idea.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So now let's still go back to the Kwa languages. Let's now go up. We have the Voltaic language, like I told you earlier. Then the Voltaic is a big family. We have those spoken in the north, Upper East, Upper West, up to Burkina Faso, Northern Togo. They're all Voltaic. But let's focus on Ghana. In Ghana, even the Voltaic itself, for Ghana, we can group them into 3. We have the Mole Dagbon languages, the Gurunsi languages, and then the Gurma languages. That's the 3 groups. Okay. So although they are Voltaic encompass up to Burkina Faso. But then for the Voltaic, you can further break them. So maybe Niger-Congo. Then you can break them down. Voltaic languages, Kwa languages, Tano languages, Gbe languages. Then you keep going, Bantu and all those languages. Then when you come to the Voltaic, you can now further split them, because other Voltaic, although they are related, some are more brothers than they are to others. So we have the Mole Dagbon. They are more related than they are to the Gurma. Although Gurma and Mole Dagbon are still Voltaic languages. Then we have the Gurunsi. Although Gurunsi, which is Frafra, when somebody speaks Frafra, somebody speaks Dagbani, they can understand themselves. But yes, so the Frafras also have their own family. And then the Dagbons also have their own family. So when we say Mole Dagbon, languages around the Mole and then the Dagbon area, that's why I say Mole Dagbon. When we say Gurunsi, the Gurunsi people is even having the stem Gur. Okay, they are also a group of language called which we call them the Frafra people. When we say Frafra, we will say Frafra, but those people, they are about 4 or 5 language group. That somebody will say I'm Frafra, but I speak Tani. I'm Frafra, I speak Nabet. I'm Frafra, I speak this. You get it? Then we have the Gurma, like Tisala, Kokumba, those people. Okay. Then we'll come to Tano. The Tano too, we have groups. We have the Guan and then the Akan. The Akan itself, you yourself, if you agree that there are variations. Yes. The Guan too, we all know there are variations. We even have those in the western region, those in the eastern region, those in northern region, different groups. Then we have the what's the name? The Ga-Dangme, the Ewe and Co. Now, when you check our language structure from Kintampo up to Accra, we are the Kwa people. Entering into Ivory Coast, we are the Kwa people. Okay. The reason they call us Kwa is because we tend to refer to humanoids or things that look human, or sometimes anything human like. We have the KW sound for it. For example, accounts will say Kwejo, Kweku, Kwamai, Kwame. Like there's some there's some KW Kwa in it. So that the belief is that perhaps our oldest language form, we're calling human being Kwa. So, and then now with time, because of the separations, the Kwa is so evident in our language when we are trying to name a human, just that we don't represent it well. Because even the Ghana language, when you say Kwa, Kwa is, what's the name? An ape. Ape, that's those without the tails. When it's having a tail, we say it's Adun. People say Adre. So if you say Adun, Adre, same syllable. Yes, Adun, Adre. Have you seen? Yes. They have the same format. Yeah. And then but for the apes, those without the tail, those that look human, we call them Kwa. So they say the Kwa is evidence over there. You people, when it comes to human names, use them. And even the way they guys to we say Kojo, Kwame, and Co. Now, when you look at what's the name? When maybe you've cooked food, you are going to serve a group of people in the Ghana language. We say Oha Kwamang ni.
Oha Kwamani.
So now we are using the Kwa itself. Oha Kwama. Kwama referring to you are just distributing it to the public. And then I know trees also have Kwamai. So the way the Ghanaians say Kwamang to mean public, does Kwamai also mean public in tree?
Okay. We are talking of. We don't even say Kwamai per se, but we say Amai public.
Amai.
Amai. Because Kwamai is a town on its own.
Yeah.
It's a town on its own. So Amai. Me koche ama amai. This is tree in parentheses. Me koche ama amai. I'm going to give to the public. Or better say, we say amai for. Amount for public.
But when we say Kwamang, although we have the word mang, so mang, a town. Okay, like you say che ma amai. Now you people, anything like that is we will say
as in town.
Yes.
So that explains why you have a lot of mamai at the end of most of the
yeah. Amasaman,
Ashoman,
yes,
Ashaman, Akweteman, Sapiman.
So the man means town. Yeah.
You have the mama. Sapiman, Akweteman, Amasaman, Ashonman, Ashaman, and all the man I can think of. Dakuman, Dansoman.
Yeah. So Daku man, Daku's town. You people say Krum, Daku Krum, then we will say Daku man. So you realize that you use Krum, but then you have the Omai also, which you also say man. So there is this relation, although two different language families, they are still related. I don't know if you get the idea.
You're saying Asantemai. When you say Asantemai, we are talking for the whole of the Asante population.
Which also say Ashanti man.
Ashanti man.
So one thing you're supposed to note also is whatever that is ch in tree becomes k in Ga. And not just Ga, in most Guan languages as well. So you will say che, then the che becomes k in Ga. So che omai ade, k mani, maybe
Kemane.
k.
Kemane.
Yeah, and it goes on and on. There are a whole lot of examples where the ch becomes k in Ga. You people say shiegu, but that shiegu, with the guys who say chi e shie, there is still shie in yours, there's still shie in ours. But the way you would express it, we will also, the guys also express it in a different way.
But the same meaning.
Yes.
Meaning it's not difficult if you are an Asante and want to learn Ga.
It's not difficult. It's not difficult at all. When you take the Guans, when you take those on the mountains, okay, maybe Shiegu, those say Chekreyeche.
Chekreyeche. Chekreyeche.
Yeah, Chekreyeche. Then those in the central, the foot, those say Popoyeche.
Popoyeche.
So Chekreyeche, Popoyeche.
Popoyeche, meaning the same thing.
Yeah.
Chekreyeche, Popoyeche. Wow, I love it. Chekreyeche, Popoyeche. I love it.
But you see, like, the Yeche is similar for all of them, but then the Chekre and the Popo is what changes.
I really love it. Chekreyeche, Popoyeche. Oh, wow.
Okay,
wow.
So it keeps going on and on and on. Like there are more similarities and there are more differences. So this is the basic understanding. So I don't know if you have any other question. You get it now.
Yes, I get it now. And I think one other thing I also want you to talk about is the death of languages in Ghana. Or what do you mean when you say death? That means the person is no more. So there are some things are no longer being used, or have they been corrupted, or have they been adapted? Like,
Okay, so language death. Okay, languages die. Let's take for example, let's go down south. There was a language, okay, which when you check way back, a group of people called the Etymology were speaking. The Fantis called them the Etymology. Now this Etymology, they amalgamated with the Fantis, but some of them left Fantiman, or some of them left the Fanti land, and most migrated. Now when you check the Nyagbo people in the Volta region, the Tafi and Co, they seem to be these Etymology people because they tell us that they migrated from the central Ahanta areas before the Guans came in. Now this word Etymology, meaning those who were the heads, they were there. But their language is also not exactly Guan. In linguistics, we call them the Ghana-Togo Mountain Languages. And these languages are Nyagbo, Tafi.
yeah.
I'll even be going there. From here, I'm going to those areas. Nyagbo, Tafi, Avatime, Logba. But the Logba's claim they didn't move with them.
I've been to a place called Tafi Atome.
Yeah, that's the monkey sanctuary.
Yeah,
The Logbas will tell you plainly that they didn't move with these people. But then this group, the Nyagbo Tafi, the languages are very, very related. Only Logba is different from them. Although when you start with Nyagbo, then the next town is the Tafi town. Then from Tafi, you are going straight to Avatime. Then the next town is Logba. But Logbas will tell you they didn't move with them. They came on their own. And these languages have got nothing to do with Guan. But when they are telling you their history, they'll tell you they came from the Fanti. The Fantis also mentioned the Etefu that they came to meet. Now, when you still follow some of these Etefu, we have the Tafi people who will tell you some of the Tafis went to Hohoi to establish a place called, what's the name? Santro Kofi. And then they tell you some move further to a place called Bore. And then these Bore people, they are those I'm going to talk about. When they got there, they said they mixed up with some Akans settled over there. And they created a new language called Tuwuli. Tuwuli. And when they speak, that means the most difficult language in Ghana. Tuwuli and Kasem, spoken in, what's the name?
Kasem.
The Kasina people.
Yeah, I think one of my lecturers is a Kasem speaking
Very
person.
good.
Dr. Nontra, hello, how are you?
Yeah. So these two groups, those are the only two most difficult languages spoken in Ghana. For you to learn Tuwuli, you have to be with them.
I think we have to visit my lecturer one day and then interview her.
Okay.
On the Kasem language.
Okay.
She is very proud of her language and she will also be very proud to share her language to other people.
Sure, why not? Maybe another time. The same applies to Kasem, the most difficult language, because it's not related to any language in Ghana. It's not. All right. So now, when you look at these two, the Tuwuli is my case study over here. They will tell you that it's a type of language they mixed up with the natives of that land called the Kpokpasiofo. And when they mixed up,
known as what?
Kpokpasiofo.
Am I getting it correct?
Yeah, Kpokpasiofo. And when they amalgamated, they created a new language. And that language is what you call the Tuwuli or the Torah language.
Wow.
When the whole Oti, those are the only people that when they speak, nobody understands. And that's
peculiar to them alone.
Just peculiar to them.
If you don't know, you don't know.
And
I guess it will be very difficult to learn.
It's very difficult. Even I've been there before, and then trust me, I don't like that language. I hate. No. That's it. It's too much for my brain.
Yeah.
Because everybody over here, we use B for come, bra, ba, blah, and ba, and co. There are the people who say ya for come. Very different. Everything about them is different. Everything about them.
They are so unique.
That's unique. Just like the Kasina people.
With a unique culture, or they share similar culture as the rest.
I went there only to study their language, not their culture.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't really know much about their culture, but for the language, and I only stayed there for I think 4 days, so I didn't have time to study their culture. Yeah. So when you pay attention, language there, so that means they were speaking some language. And the language has changed. So their old language is dead. And now they've taken a new language upon themselves and they are speaking. Let's go to Takrady. I'm taking you to Takrady now. Takrady is Ahanta land. Pure Ahantes. But now when you go there, what did you say? When I was mentioning the Fanti language, you said what?
The Takrady speaking Fanti people is different from the Cape Coast speaking Fanti.
Very good.
Normally we say, oh, if I'm trying to, mimic their pronunciation, where you tired Fanti.
Yeah. Very good. Now everybody thinks
in English
that is Fanti speaking.
In English to our brothers and sisters who doesn't understand the tree, what I said, Yetadi Fanti simply means this is Takrady Fanti language.
Exactly. Most people think Takrady is Fanti, but actually the people of Takrady originally they speak Ahanta. But now Ahanta is an endangered language. When we say endangered, it's like now the people of Ahanta are no more passing down the Ahanta to their children. It's only the older generation that speak it.
So that is oral tradition is gradually breaking off.
Exactly. It is dying. And as they're not passing it down, the children rather pick up the Fanti. And as they pick up the Fanti, what language would they pass down to their offspring? Fanti. So if the Ahantes don't do anything now, that's the end.
That is, if to say 10, 15, 20 years to come,
that's it.
the Hanta language will totally die off.
Exactly.
Language there.
Exactly. Now, when you go to the Bono region, there's a group of Gonja people who speak a language called Dompo.
Dompo.
Yeah, Dompo. Now, when you go to Dompo, there are written documents of the Dompo languages, but nobody speaks it anymore. Now they speak the Twi instead of the Guan Dompo language. Even in documentations, nobody mentions Dompo anymore. And Dompo is Guan, pure Guan, but like now they don't speak it. They speak the Twi. There are places around the Gonja land that they've stopped speaking their language. Now they speak what's the name? If not Twi, they are speaking proper Gonja instead of their unique language. When even just the mountains just here, when you start from Tutu, Manfe, and you're going, they don't speak the latter anymore. Now they're speaking Twi. So what's happening? The language is what?
Dying off gradually.
Even you mentioned Edu-Chrome. Even at Edu-Chrome, that is pure Guan. When you get to Edu-Chrome, the tree, the Kraken tree, is more vibrant there than the Cherepon itself. The Cherepon is what you people call mente.
Yes.
You've heard of mente?
Yes.
Yeah, you people call the Cherepon as mente, but over there they don't say mente, they say Cherepon.
The Cherepon language, I think that was the language they used for the Konfanochi movie. Yes. And I really love the Queen Mother. She's so eloquent with the language.
In the movie?
Yes.
Oh,
yes. I think the Queen Mother is an indigenous of the town. Yes. So she just speaks the Cherepon just like that.
She flows in it.
Yes. Yes.
But unfortunately, when you get to Okuapima right now, the use of the language is not as vibrant as it was 50 years. When you get there, it's like when you speak the Cherepon, they will start communicating Cherepon with you, but down the line, then they switch to Twi. And so many words are no more being used in Cherepon. Now they borrow from Twi. Okay. For like
language
maybe
adaptation.
Yes, that's language. That's called code switching. You know two languages, then you start from somewhere, then you switch to a different one.
Okay.
So the people of Cherepon, they are practicing what you call code switching. Even in the Ghana land.
So can I say the Fantis do code switching? Because you never see a typical Fanti woman, especially the Fanti women, who will speak Fanti without English.
That's it.
No matter what.
Yes.
Oh, Abrante, Inche, you feel pa them shirty inka ayone kakra. Enka ebe looking nice.
Yes. So code switching. They start from somewhere, then they end somewhere. It's very typical of the Fantis. And now even some Fantis now they are speaking Fanti Twi. It's not, they'll start with the Fanti, then in the end it turns to Twi. Yeah. So
I think someone told me that one time. Me a Fanti and me a Santi. That's me a Santini. I'm an Santi. You're like sometimes you speak like you are Fanti.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you get the idea. And even should even take the Ghana language itself, it looks endangered. Yeah, Ghana language is even endangered if something is not done. Because most Ghanaians are not even trading the Ghana language for either Twi or English. Now we are even facing this problem.
This Twi language.
Because Ghana are surrounded by Ghana are surrounded by Akans. Yeah. Fanti to the north, Ekuapem, we are surrounded. So that's also one problem, the Ghana language. And then there are lots of migrants in Accra. And when they go there, because they are migrants, the first language of choice, because the person just got there. And you know that Akans are more. So because he just got there, like the first communication tree. So it's like even Accra is having that problem of urbanization and trying to salvage its language. So the Ghanaians are, even that, but the Ghanaians have recognized the fact that their language is endangered. So they need to sit up and save their language. They have recognized, but some people, they have not recognized that fact.
So do you agree with me that educational sector should put much interest in the study of our Ghanaian languages in our various schools from the early stages?
There's an advantage and disadvantage to that. What's the advantage? Let's take, if they if they are to force Ga on everyone in the Greater Accra, the advantage is yes, the Ga will become vibrant. But the disadvantage is that should we step out of the country, are we now going to start learning English again? That's a disadvantage.
Though we are studying English, we are not going to take studying of English away.
Then if
We are
the
studying
two
English,
then
yes. We
that's
are
it.
studying English. Not that we are going to stop studying English. We are studying English, all right, but we should also give same priority to the speaking of the English language to our local languages.
Yes. Unfortunately, they treat our local language as vernacular. So that when you speak it, then they'll punish you.
I've always gotten a problem with that in my primary, JHS, and SHS school days.
Yeah, myself, I hated it because when I was doing my national service at what's the name, Tamale, I had issues with some of the teachers treating the Dagbon language as vernacular. I had problem with that
Because looking at people living in the diaspora, especially when you watch these football tournaments, when they are done and they're interviewing the players, somebody from China will surely speak his Chinese language for an interpreter to do translation in English. So why is that when we also as Ghanaians travel out and we are being interviewed, why can't we be proud? If you are speaking Cree, speak Cree for somebody. If you are speaking Ga, speak it. We should be proud. So I suggest that the educational sector should put priority on the study of our local languages. The same we put priority on the study of the English language. And they should do away with that thing called vernacular.
That's the thing. That's where they are to start from. If, to begin with, the word vernacular should be eliminated, so that now when the word vernacular is being eliminated, then the children are no more punished for speaking their local language. They will no more see their local language as a barbaric language. Because of punishment, people see their language as barbaric.
So people feel shy to speak their language.
That's the problem.
I had a mate here in the university who was always feeling so shy to speak his Dagomba language. And I was always insulting him. Hey, shall I be proud of yourself? This boy will always be doing English. Even when he's communicating with his fellow Dagombas, he wants to do English. But you're always not proud of the language. I think it's because in the school days we'll be beaten, because we were in school, they'll be like, hi. We have that person who always be the gang leader, having the sheet and a pen, writing names of, in my part of the three speakers.
Yeah.
Punish you for not for
In
speaking
my
your
school,
mother language.
In my school, I had the same problem. If you speak your local language, you'll be punished. So that's the problem. If our educational sector can now strike out the word vernacular, I think that will be the first step. Then we can pick up from there.
We will use the English language during the studies. Yeah, because all the teaching mathematics, you do English, teaching science, English itself, RME, all the subjects have been written in English. But when we are sitting alone, we are doing no studies and we are speaking Cree, we shouldn't be penalized if we are speaking the Ga. We shouldn't be penalized.
Yeah. So, honestly, for Guan languages to also die, or Guan languages are hunter and code to be endangered, I think this is also some of the problems. That this how some of them started, and then we are having these issues.
I always talk about this issue with emotions because I've always
myself this thing. I really got pissed in Tamale when they treat the Dagbon language as vernacular. I always get pissed and all that, and they'll be like, no, don't do that. Like, I don't like it.
So anybody in my secondary school knows me that I always communicate in Cree.
As for you, that Asante Semia would there. I know you. Anyways, we have to go to our friend plane, so we have to call it off.
It's been a very fruitful discussion.
Yeah.
I've learned some things of which now if I call you on the phone, I'll know how to communicating small in the Ga language. Yeah.
Okay.
And thank you to all your subscribers. Thank you to all your viewers. You guys are doing the most. God bless you all.
Okay, so we have to call it off for now. We shall pick this conversation up when I get to Accra with Maululu. She also has a set of questions to ask. Okay. Yeah, and I'll bring, so that will be the part 3 of the languages spoken in Ghana. All right, so without much time, we say, yeah, you are done. There's something to say.
Yedamwase.
Very good. Yedamwase. The Chiripons will say, eningbe. The Dagombes will say, impusia, or tepusia, or tepoya, or impoya. The fancies will say, me that one answer. We are doing Ghanaian language, we're not doing French here. All right. Okay, so bye for now.
Thank you.
It's Genesis on the beat.